If we want to make sure we have time with the kids while they're growing up, then you have to end work at a certain time.
Anytime a team member needs to leave and take time off work to spend time with their family, we are like, yes, absolutely, go do that. Can't get that time back.
What's your priority in life? Is it to make more money and to have a more successful business, or is it to...
We don't make these decisions together. We do it as a team, our entire family. Just like we get together with our team and we come up with our core values, our kids are very heavily involved in the decisions that we make.
Working hard throughout the day and ending at a reasonable hour and shifting focus.
What was our biggest adjustment when life outside business got more complicated?
I think the biggest adjustment was... Hello and welcome to another episode of Scaling Together. We're talking about how to grow and scale your business as a couple. And today we want to talk about the important topic of parenting and really how to balance running a growing business and still be present with your family and really pouring into that most important relationship, which is the relationship with your kids and your spouse. So let's get into it.
We get so many questions on this topic. And so here's some of them. The first one is, how has parenting changed how we run the business?
I think that when we had our first child, obviously everything changed, right? Because before that, it was all about, the business and togetherness and doing whatever we wanted to do.
We can work as long as we wanted to until 6, 7, 8, and not really feel guilty, just feel a little bit burned out by the end of the day. But we had no problem just doing whatever we wanted, as long as, we also spend time together. We're already spending time together at work. So for us, the two of us, it wasn't that big of a deal. We knew the weekends. We always kept the Saturday and Sunday pretty sacred, where we would spend time together already. So the date part wasn't an issue, but it was just no holds barred. We just worked however long we wanted.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that it's impacted is it just put bigger constraints on the time, right? It's like, look, obviously there's only so many hours in a day and there's only so many hours to work. And if we want to make sure we have time with the kids while they're growing up, then you have to end work at a certain time, right? And you have to be able to turn it off and be able to shift the focus.
Yes, absolutely. Another way that it's helped is just with the team in general and us being parents, is the fact that we are more compassionate. We are more less difficult. What's the word I'm looking for? Like more empathetic as well. We understand the value of wanting to be at your kids' things like recitals, sports events. And anytime a team member needs to leave and take time off work to spend time with their family, we are like, yes, absolutely, go do that. Go spend. You can't get that time back. And those are the things that they remember when they're bigger.
Right.
So having empathy in those lines, and it just makes us better leaders because we push for our people to spend time, and we value vacation time as well because of that, because it's important to us to spend time with our kids. It's important to other people too as well. So it's just come full circle for us. What was our biggest adjustment when life outside business got more complicated?
I think the biggest adjustment was being more conscious of that we're not going to be always available at all hours of the day, and knowing we got to have the right team and the right systems in place so that we can, spend more time with, like, especially when you have a baby and they're very young, you've got to spend a lot of time there and making sure you've got the right systems in place to handle that and make sure that the company can still run, the clients can still be served, and things can still progress even while you're focused on a more important objective at that time, which is your kids.
Right. Every time that we've had one of our 3 be born, right, there's the whole nurturing time frame. And so we've had, it's such a journey of being really close and being all in, where we're like till 8 or 9 o'clock at night, like really not healthy habits. And it forced us to dial in and be as productive as possible in an efficient way as possible. So that's one of the biggest things. It's actually made our lives healthier to have a family, because we were just forced into the box of like, okay, we can't work after 5 because this is not good for us anyways. So that's one way. And just stepping a little bit away from the business from time to time whenever we would have a newborn in our life when we weren't sleeping and things like that, and just having grace for each other and during those time frames, and then stepping back into it as soon as we're able to, has been also a wonderful thing, but also a difficult adjustment to make. And now that the kids are older, then it's okay, now they're doing homework and they're studying till late. And so what do you do when you're working full time and you end the day at 5, and then afterwards you have to sit with your kids and do homework and ask them to study until 10 o'clock at night? That's when I had to make a decision here of, what are we going to do forward? Because our lifestyle was, you and me were not connecting as much in the evenings because of that. And I was asking things from our kids that was causing a lot of tension and friction. And so changing our lifestyle of our wonderful, cushy, awesome school that they were going to, and switching to a homeschool situation took off so much relief just for our dynamics and how we live our day.
Yeah.
So that 5 o'clock comes around, the kids are done with school. There's no studying. There's just you and I and the kids hanging out together as a family, as I feel it's intended and should be.
Yeah.
And so that has been a huge dynamic shift for us. How do we manage parenting or life logistics while still leading the company?
I think it's, work time is work time and family time is family time. Of course, we are checking social media and answering questions that come up in the Facebook group. But we're conscious of, here's when we work and here's when we're not working.
Yeah. Putting the phone away in a spot that, you can't get to it, keeping it on you while you're sitting on the couch or when you're sitting and playing a game or something like that, makes it more difficult to want to check it all the time. So typically leaving it in another room allows it so that you can't be checking it at all hours of the day. So that's also been a helpful thing that we've implemented. What's one daily or weekly routine that keeps us grounded outside of work?
I think, a really good daily routine is when we wake up, we do our exercise. After the exercise, we're there with the kids. And at least at this stage in our life, I'm with the little one feeding him, and you're with the older ones kicking off their day and doing Bible study and kind of setting the positive intention for the day. I think that routine really keeps us grounded. And then doing something with the kids on the weekend that's like more adventurous than just sitting and watching TV. I think those two routines have really helped to keep us grounded.
I absolutely love that. Yeah, the fact that we kick off the day with working out and eating right and having a nice breakfast shared with the family has been such a huge dynamic change. Before that, we were grabbing fast food, whatever we could find, put it in our mouth. And then with the kids, it was just rushing out the door to get them to school. And now it's a much slower pace. Once we've had breakfast, they sit down with me and they do school, which I get to select a book every time that we get together with. So the most recent one, we just learned about Thomas Edison with the kids and all the inventions he's had and the struggles and the risks that he's taken and how it's paid off. And it's just a wonderful thing to be able to spend time with them and sharing the things that we're most interested in and doing devotions, praying together. It's such a great way to kick off the day. And when we don't do any one of those routine items, the day feels so off.
Yeah.
How do we manage parenting or life logistics while still leading the company? Did I say the one already?
I think it's like cut.
Do we ever feel guilty for choosing business over family or vice versa?
I try not to get into a place of guilt. I think there are times maybe where I'm working and I feel like, I wish I could have, or I would have potentially been able to do that thing with the kids. And vice versa, right? There's times where I feel like I should be working harder and I should be more plugged in. But I think it just comes down to, like what's your priority in life? Is it to make more money and to have a more successful business? Or is it to, create a great life with your family and your kids? And understanding that balance helps to like quell any of those emotions from my perspective.
Yes, I used to feel this really strongly, that mom guilt of like, oh, I should be, being more involved with our kids. Or when we got our house manager, it was guilt of, oh, I'm not cooking for the kids anymore. I've handed that off to somebody else. But in order to hand off cooking to somebody else and cleaning and things like that, I'm actually instead saying yes to spending more time one-on-one with our kids instead of cooking and cleaning.
Quality time.
And so just doing those payoffs, what's important to you, just like you said, when you say no to one thing, what are you saying yes to? And just really evaluating for yourself and making that deep decision. We did it with how we wanted to spend time with our kids after work by switching them to homeschooling. We did that with the house manager of being able to have time to go work out and have somebody taking over those routine items like cooking, cleaning, and ordering groceries. And so many things that she does for us. To be able to have the lifestyle that we have right now, it is payoffs. And so when I'm sitting at work and I know the kids are just playing and they're like, Mom, when are you going to be done with work? A little bit of that guilt feeling, that mom guilt of, oh, I could be sitting with them right now, but knowing I will eventually in the end of the day by 5 and it'll be great. And so I sit with them and say, start thinking about what fun things we're going to have to do together once I'm done with work. And that helps me with the mom guilt, because now he's looking forward to something, I'm looking forward to something, and I know we'll be able to plug in afterwards.
Yeah.
How do we model work-life balance for our kids?
I mean, I think the way we model it is by the decisions that we make every day, right? Go to sleep at a reasonable time, wake up in the morning, exercise, prioritize that, spend some time in prayer, focusing on what we're trying to build, what we're trying to accomplish, working hard throughout the day and ending at a reasonable hour and shifting focus. I think that's the way we model it.
Yes. And even when we made these shifts of like a house manager and the vacations that we go on and the change from school to homeschool, we sit down with the kids. So Josh and I, we don't make these decisions together. We do it as a team, our entire family. Just like we get together with our team and we come up with our core values, we do the same thing at home. Our kids are very heavily involved in the decisions that we make. And so we come up with the homeschooling thing with their input in it. Do you like that concept? Do you think you will flourish in this? And constantly be asking them and checking in with them of like, hey, how's it going? Are you enjoying this? Do you think you want to go back to school? Is this something that you want to continue for next year? And just always be intentional on, do you like this vacation? Do you think that it will be fun to go here? Do you what are your kind of your fears or your cautiousness about not wanting to do this? And let's talk that through. And just really connecting and having those open-ended conversations have been very important.
No doubt.
How do we talk about the life we're building beyond revenue and KPIs?
I'll let you take that one.
Well, you say this so much. It's really about the vacations and how we're going to spend, like, what are the goals? Like, we wanted to live in a different house. We were unhappy with the home that we were living in at the time, years and years and years ago. And so we put it as a goal of, okay, so where do we need to be financially in order for us to be able to afford this type of living arrangement? And so working toward this, and then when we got to that point, super exciting to be able to go house hunting and things like that, and finally close in the house and move in. And it's just such a fun, wild ride. But it's not all about the numbers and about revenue. Yes, it's a fun thing. Yes, that's what we're all about. But at the end of the day, like, it's what drives us. It's what pushes us. But so does us wanting to enjoy each other, enjoying the time that we have here on this earth. So it's looking at both of them. You can't just focus all of your eyes on the money.
Yeah.
You need the money in order to have the lifestyle and be able to offer other people a chance to grow as well. Like all the support that we give to the membership community, that's so we're passionate about each other and being able to spend time with our kids.
Yeah. And the impact, right? It's like we're creating revenue and we're creating, the money to do the things we want to do, the nice house, the nice cars, but also the impact and knowing that, we're not just on a cash grab. We are really making a big, huge impact on the members and the clients.
What values are we trying to instill in our family through our business?
I think the values of innovation, the values of integrity, the values of innovation, and like really bringing value, and the principle of income being you're going to get paid proportionate to the value that you bring the world. I think that's what I'd like our kids to take away and see in our business and in our lives.
100%. Our kids gravitate to watching YouTube. It's so big right now for young people. And we have, over the years, had so many conversations about don't be a consumer, be a producer. And so I feel like they're finally clicking in to that, listening into that concept of instead of sitting down and watching a YouTube video, why don't you go out and create content for other people to view? And so I'm so proud of them. They really have taken that to heart. And it's so fun to see them at such a young, like 8 and 11, go out and want to record themselves. And then they post up their video and they're editing their videos and they're creating images on Canva and using ChatGPT for different things that they do research with. So it's just amazing to see them really instill that level of wanting to give back to the world versus, just taking it in. So that's fun.
Yeah. I think a beautiful example of this in the 7-figure agency community is Billy Sticker. Billy Sticker and his kids homeschooled, trained them like really, on Christian values, but also on entrepreneurship. And now Brady, who started very, very young, I think like 15 or 16 years old in the company Cairo Candy, had a huge impact on the growth of that. He started his own agency, Church Candy, and now he's doing multiple 7 figures. And I think that's just a beautiful example of raising your children up in the right way and just seeing them flourish.
It's so beautiful. Absolutely. I'm so excited for them. It's amazing. Last question. What's one non-business moment that made us feel most proud of the life that we're building?
So I can think of a lot. I'll let you go first.
I mean, when we moved into the recent house that we're in, the cool, amazing adventures that we have booked and planned every year, we were able to pick something totally unique and different that we've never tried before. And just seeing the kids light up as we're planning it, while we're doing it, it's just been such a fun thing to do that is non-business related. But I know this wasn't part of the question, but also the business aspect of it is just seeing our members grow over time and hitting 7 figures and hitting multiple 7 figures. And just what you mentioned right now, seeing Brady's life and how just if any impact that we've had on it is just amazing to watch somebody like that grow and seeing the opportunity, the potential, and getting excited about it for our own family plans. He's a lot further on in life with his kids are older and now doing that. And now we're looking at opportunities and ways that we can instill that into our own family as our kids get older and potentially have them join us if that's something that they want to do and they're passionate about.
Yeah. I think every time we get together with the community and we do an intensive and we do them 3 times per year and we get to celebrate the progress of the community and celebrate the agencies that have gone up by at least 10,000 a month recurring and the agencies that have crossed 7 figures and multiple 7 figures. That's one of my favorite things. And it's so exciting to hear their stories and to see how their lives have changed and how it's impacting their families and their clients that they serve. I just feel like really, really honored that we get to have that impact on the lives of the members we work with.
It is so, so, so incredibly fun. We look forward to that week so much. It used to be 2 days. And over time, it's 3 days. And then we like pushed it to 4 days. And now it's 5 days of an entire week that we take off just to be with our members. And we try to we get there as early as possible. We stay as late as possible each day with the group and just trying to plug in and have conversations and hear how people are doing. It's wonderful. Yeah. It's so great to see.
So great conversation today about, running a business and also how to be good parents, right? And how to be intentional with your parenting. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you get alerted as new episodes come out. Share this with another entrepreneurial couple that you think might enjoy it or benefit from it. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you on the next episode of Scaling Together.